Okay, in this video we are going to be reviewing the 12 cranial nerves of the nervous system of the human body. Now, what I have on the board here is an old saying that I learned back in my early days as a student in anatomy class. And my instructor had us memorize this particular statement. And what's important about the statement is the first letter of each of these words is the first letter of the cranial nerves. And so if you remember the statement, it will help you remember the order of the cranial nerves that we'll be talking about. And so the statement is, an old Olympus, towering top, a Finn and German viewed some hops. So you can see, for example, the first three words start off with the letter O. So the first three cranial nerves start off with the letter O. So what we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to be going over each of the cranial nerves, give a general function, tell you if it's sensory or if it's motor or if it's both, and what specifically are those functions. I will be using color codes for the different functions of each cranial nerve. So I will use blue for sensory, red for motor, and then I may use green for anything that is considered a mixed function. So I'm going to start off with the very first cranial nerve is the first O, and that would be olfactory. So olfactory, I put in blue because that will tell you that this particular cranial nerve is purely sensory. It only receives information. What kind of information does olfactory receive? Smell. I think an olfactory has a potent smell to it. So olfactory, smell. Okay, so the next cranial nerve talk about starts off with the letter O. It will be optic nerve. Optic nerve goes into the eyeball, so it deals with only sensory. What kind of sensory does it pick up? Picks up vision. So there you go, vision for optic nerve. So far, so good. The third O nerve is oculomotor. Now that word itself should automatically tell you it's mostly going to be motor. Oculomotor. Okay, what does it do? Well, oculo means eye, like an ocular lens in a microscope or binoculars. Okay, so ocular means eye, motor means to move. This nerve helps move the eyeball. So I'm going to put down eye movement. Okay, does it have a little bit sensory? Just a tiny little bit. It has a little bit of a stretch reception, and so if your eyeball moves too much on one side, it would pick up that stretching and adjust the eyeball as needed. But it's very minor. I want you to remember oculomotor as mostly just a motor function. Okay, the next one is trochlear. The trochlear starts off with the T, so you can see here the first three is O's, and then you have a T. Trochlear. Trochlear is another one that deals with eye movement. So again, it focuses on the motor function of the eye with a little bit of sensory just for stretching, but a very minor, mostly motor eye movement. Okay, and that goes to the next one here. The next one is another T, but this one is trigeminal. This one's a very complex one, so I'm going to draw this one in green here to tell you that this one is going to be a mixed one. Okay, it's mixed. Trigeminal. Trigeminal. Tri means three. Okay, so three of something. Geminal. Now, I have a June birthday. I am a Gemini. Gemini means twins. So trigeminal means three sets of twins. Okay, it has three branches coming right across your face, and it has one branch that goes up to the eye, one branch that goes to the upper jaw, one branch that goes to the lower jaw. It's a very large nerve. Okay, so you have an ophthalmic branch that goes to eye, maxillary, maxilla, mandible. Okay, so in terms of sensory, it picks up facial sensations. Okay, motor function. Motor function deals with mastication. Mastication is chewing. Okay, kind of like chewing gum. Okay, mastication is the motor function. So here is our first mixed nerve. It has a little bit of sensory, a little bit of motor. Okay, so facial sensations and mastication for the motor function. Mixed nerve. Okay, number 6 is starts off with an A, as you can remember from here. OOOTTA. This one is abducens. Now I'm going to draw this one in red because this one is the third and last one that deals strictly with eye movement. Okay, strictly with eye movement there. So again, it works along with oculomotor and trochlear to move the eyeball. Does it have a little sensory? Just a tiny little bit. Proprioception, a little bit of stretching, but mostly motor eye movement. So that's it. That's the first 6 cranial nerves. I'm going to erase this board to go with the bottom 6. All right. So the next one, number 7, is facial. Okay. Now this one is another mixed one. So I'm going to draw it in green. Facial. Now this one really likes to work with the trigeminal, but it has different sensory motor functions than the trigeminal. Sensory function actually deals with taste. So I'm going to put that here. Taste in blue for you. Okay, so facial helps out with taste. For the motor function, it helps out with facial expressions. So you smiling, frowning, winking your eye, that all deals with facial nerve, the motor functions there. Okay, so that is cranial nerve number 7, facial nerve. Okay, number 8. Number 8 on here goes by 2 different names actually, but here going with an A, we go with auditory, but it also goes with vestibulocochlear. Vestibulocochlear means hearing and balance. Okay, so I'm gonna put that down. It's mostly a sensory function, but a little bit of motor. But I'm gonna stick with talking about sensory a little bit, but we'll add a little motor as well. So I'm gonna make it a mixed nerve actually. So 8 here, vestibulocochlear. Okay, we're gonna go. The hearing is more of a sensory, along with balance. But as far as the motor function, that's needed. The movement is needed for both hearing and balance. I'm gonna put that down a little bit for minor movement for sensation. It deals with cilia and movement of fluids throughout the hearing and the balance. So it requires just a little bit of that motor function to work. So vestibulocochlear, balance, and auditory hearing, also known as auditory. Okay, number 9 cranial nerve, glossopharyngeal. This one is also a mixed nerve. Glossopharyngeal. Now what does this word mean? Glossal means tongue. Pharyngeal means pharynx, throat. Okay, so sensory. For sensory, we have another one that deals with taste. Okay. For motor, we got tongue and throat movement. So we're going to put down swallowing for motor. Swallowing and tongue movement. Okay. So that goes with number 9, glossopharyngeal, tongue and throat. Number 10 is a big one. Number 10, the biggest nerve. Mixed, motor and sensory. Motor and sensory for visceral organs. Visceral organs are all the organs are involuntary within your body. Your heart, your digestive, your urinary system, your kidneys, intestines, all that is visceral organs. That deals with the vagus nerve. Big one for parasympathetic and sympathetic function there. So biggest. Visual sensory I'm going to put down here. Visual sensory. I'm picking up things like, oh, I have a heartburn, or oh, I'm experiencing a heart attack, or I'm passing a kidney stone, feel the pain from that. Visual sensory. Visual motor. Visual motor. Heart function. Stomach twisting. Intestines. Just going through peristalsis. Bladder contracting. That's all visual motor right there. This is why elderly have to be as stool softeners, because if a elderly individual has hard stool and they're overstimulating the vagus nerve, causing those intense intestinal contractions, it also sends intense signals to the heart, causing it to contract harder. And if that individual has a weak heart, they can get a heart attack and actually die from that. So from that extra vagal stimulation, so they try to take the edge off of that a little bit by giving them stool softeners. Vagus nerve. Okay, nerve number 11. Okay, 11 is S for spinal accessory. Spinal accessory is mostly a motor function. So I'm going to go back to using red here. So spinal accessory, that one deals with moving of neck muscles. Okay. So that's spinal accessory, and the last one is mostly motor. So it'll be number 12, hypoglossal. Hypoglossal means below the tongue. Hypo means below, glossal means tongue. This one also helps with the motor function for swallowing and speech. So it helps you talk. So there you are. So that is a hypoglossal. That is the 12 cranial nerves of the peripheral nervous system of the human body. If you have any questions, post them on the forum. Good luck studying the rest of the nervous system, and stay tuned for more videos.